Hi, my name is Albert and I want to welcome you to Mainland Cycle Center's new vehicle department. Today we're going to take a look at a 2013 Kawasaki Concours 14 sport touring bike. These have just really been incredible motorcycles. Kawasaki has done a really good job with these, just packed full of technology, performance, comfort, great styling, great handling, great brakes, great suspension. And we're going to take a look at some of those features. I've done some real in-depth videos on the Concours 14, and this bike is not serviced, so I'm not going to be able to turn on all the little bells and whistles, but we'll kind of hit the high points with you, and you might check out one of my other videos if you really want to know more about the Concours 14. I have some that are really in-depth. But we call it Concours 14. It is a 1352cc motor. These have variable cam timing, which gives these bikes more power down low, more torque. They're of course liquid cooled, they're ram air, they're fuel injected. So just really basically the same motor that we use in the ZX14, only it has the variable cam timing, and then of course it's shaft drive. This bike has traction control. It has ABS, the Kawasaki Intelligent Anti-Lock Brake System, and it has the Kawasaki K-Act. The Kawasaki K-Act is an active braking system that what it does is if you apply either one of the brakes, it's going to send braking power to all the discs, and it does that on a speed-sensitive basis. Meaning it's going to react differently at different speeds. And then below, I believe it's 18 miles an hour, the brakes are completely separate again. So it really works fantastic. It's a great thing. So you've got the pedal style rotors. You've got these little cuts in the rotors there. Those allow for greater surface area to dissipate heat. You've got the Nissan 4-piston calipers. So you've got 2 pistons on this side, 2 pistons on the back side, and just really clamps from both sides. Plus these are radially mounted, just like we see on a modern sport bike. You can see this is the little trigger and the sensor for the ABS and traction control. Kawasaki started recently what they call CAMS, or the Kawasaki Air Management System, and they're really trying to build all of these new bikes to duct heat away from the rider. So one of the things they're doing on these ZX14s is, you'll notice this little rubber right here really fits flush against the motor. So that's to keep hot air from coming out onto your legs. And then the fairings were redesigned starting in 2010 to really push that hot air out of the engine compartment and away from the rider. So they're trying to push it down and away from the rider. This of course has the hard matching saddlebags. These are removable. They're big enough to hold a full face helmet. Let's see if we can open one of those for you. So you got a key that goes in here, and this one right there will open the saddlebag. And so a nice big saddlebag, like I said, will hold a full face helmet. And then if we pick up on this handle, that'll pick the saddlebag up and off, and so you can actually ride the bike without the bags. It's really clean looking. Or if you want to carry them into a hotel room or something like that, you can do that. And they just set right back on here real easily. And lock it down. Alright. Nice little luggage rack on the back. There's an optional trunk available for them. Nice wide rear tire. Again, there's your shaft drive. And this has a unique linkage system on this shaft drive. If you've been into motorcycles for a long time, you've ridden shaft drive bikes, you'll know that a lot of shaft drive bikes, when you accelerate, they tend to lift, meaning the suspension lifts, and it just has to do with the ring and pinion gear in the back and so forth. But this bike has this unique suspension system. I think we stole it from BMW, the idea. BMW's been doing this, but this bike reacts like a chain drive bike. When you accelerate, it'll actually squat. One of the cool things about these is right here is an adjuster for the rear shock. This lets you actually adjust the rear shock spring tension. So you can stiffen that suspension or soften it up really easily. So if you're carrying a passenger, you might want a little stiffer. If you're riding solo, you might want a little softer. It does have the center stand. Of course, it also has a side stand there. It does have heated grips. So we've got our heated grips there. Turn those off and on. Those are factory, which is nice. This is a little storage compartment. This bike's not serviced, so I'm not going to be able to power it up, but this is an electronically locking storage compartment. So when the key's off, this box won't open, but when you turn the key on, it will open. It does have an electric windscreen. So this is your button to move your windscreen up and down. The K-Act, we're talking about that Kawasaki K-Act, that's the active braking system. And that will that has two modes, and you can adjust, you can push this button here to switch those modes. There's a more aggressive mode and a less aggressive mode. Traction control, you can turn the traction control on and off there. This is your high and low beams, of course, your turn signals, your horn there, and then you do have hazard lights there, off and on, engine kill, and then your start button. These also have a keyless entry system, and there's a little key fob for these, and as long as you have that key fob in your pocket, then you can turn the bike on, but this key is designed to stay in it all the time. Now it does have this mode here, FSS, which is fuel seat saddlebag. In that mode, this key will pull out, and that will let you open the saddlebags, the fuel tank, pop the seat off, that kind of thing. A combination of analog and digital instrumentation, really great. Got a lot of information on here. Tells you fuel economy, tire pressure monitors. This does have tire pressure monitors in it. Tells you exactly what your air pressure is in your tires up on the dash. Really great feature. If you get a low tire, it'll pop up and tell you that. You have the radial master cylinders here, which basically means there's a piston here on the master cylinder, so when you pull the lever here, you're actually moving a piston this way, same direction as the lever, as opposed to maybe some of the older style bikes where when you push the lever this way, you're actually pushing a piston that way. It just gives you a little better feel on those master cylinders. Also, you can adjust your headlights up and down here. Again, if you're carrying a passenger, you may want to lower those headlights. If you're riding solo, you may want to bring them back up. 12-volt power outlet for all those 12-volt goodies that we want to plug in nowadays. Let's see, inverted front forks, 17-inch radial tires, front and rear. This one is in the metallic Nocture blue. Lots of accessories available for these, not a whole lot you need, but comes pretty well equipped. But you can get bigger windshields, you can add the trunk, maybe a throttle lock, a cruise control throttle lock. But it really comes well equipped, great riding bike. You know, we have these bikes typically in stock, a demo that if you have a motorcycle license and you're an experienced rider and you'd like to ride a Concours 14, come by and see us. Bring your helmet, bring your gear, come dressed appropriately. If you don't have a helmet, we'll loan you a helmet. As long as you've got a motorcycle license and you're an experienced rider and you can safely take a ride on one of these, we'd be more than happy to allow you to take a test ride on a Concours 14. Just give our sales department a call. Myself, again, my name is Albert, or any one of our salespeople, and we'll be happy to arrange that for you. All right, I think I said this is metallic Nocture blue. This is a 2013, and that's a pretty good look at the 2013 Concours 14. All right. We are Mainland Cycle Center. We're located about 30 minutes south of downtown Houston, just off of I-45 in LaMarque, Texas. Our website is mainlandcyclecenter.com. Our phone number is 409-948-4969. Give us a call, shoot us an email, come by and see us. We would love to help any way we can. Hey, thanks for watching.